Okay, now I just want to say I am not the biggest smoker or partaker in the big ol' Mary Jane, but oh baby, when the mood is right, good lord, can the thought of her seductive intoxication and scent be attractive, and maybe occasionally I even indulge myself in her promiscuous self. But sometimes she can come in a little too strong, and by that, I mean she can absolutely ruin your entire night. This is the story of when I greened out for the first time. Okay, so a little backstory. I was around in the 10th grade at the time of this story, and I had smoked before, but never too much, maybe 2 to 3 times prior to this. And for each of those times, I would go to my friend's house. Just because I don't want to name drop him, I'm just gonna call him Clarence. Clarence's house was the go-to sesh spot. This dude had snacks, a comfy ass couch, good music, good vibes, and best of all, chill ass parents. The reason I say best of all is because when you were stoned, you never had to pretend to be sober around them. So it was just like any other evening. It was around 6 p.m. where I had gotten a text from Clarence saying that me and my other friend, who for the sake of the story we're gonna call James, were able to come over and smoke and even spend the night. Shit, I mean at this time my girlfriend was out camping, and I had absolutely nothing going on, and it was a Friday. Fucks yeah, I'm trying to hang out. I'd also taken a butt of weed from my uncle's big ass mason jar earlier that week that I was planning on smoking with my boys. So I go over to Clarence's house and walk down the stairs, immediately greeted by the sweet pungent odor of Mary Jane. As I look on the comfy ass couch to see that not only was my homie James already there, but so was our other friend Brad, who was in town for the time. So upon my arrival, Clarence looks at me dead in the eyes almost immediately as soon as I get there. Bro, you trying to smoke? Bro, of course, that's what the fuck I came here to do! Prior to each of these times, Clarence had always been the one to pack my bowls because I never trusted myself and because I never knew how to. This time was different though. This time I was feeling brave. Tonight was a call for change. Tonight, I packed my own bowl. Big fucking mistake. Being super excited about what was soon to ensue, pizza, snacks, and best of all, the Circle K corner store that was 1 block away. Little did my naive self know, this is not at all what was going to happen to me. So I grabbed my Zaza Gubalaza from my uncle's out of my bag and begin to grind, then pack. Clarence at this time was not paying attention as he was playing 2K20, which is respectable, and he wasn't able to monitor my packing skills. As I put the lighter to the weed and start to inhale, Clarence looks at me with wide-ass eyes. Now listen, I am telling you this now, if anyone as blasted as he was ever looks at you with eyes wider than 1.5 centimeters, just know that something is seriously wrong. I had smoked this entire nug all to myself. I had ground up the entire thing, packed it down, and then added even more of Clarence's stuff on top of that. As I took my rip, I could feel the flame from the lighter severely burning my finger. All the while, Orange Soda by Baby Keem was blasting at full volume. I inhaled the smoke, and before I'd even finished my rip, I was higher than I'd ever been in my life. I immediately start coughing, and then get up and run to Clarence's washing machine where I proceed to dry heave into it. I then remember going on my knees and staring into nothingness as if I was looking for Mufasa's ghost. I then proceeded to lay down on my back and just stare into the ceiling, as I had a revelation of peace and calmness, until it was suddenly broken by Brad asking if I was okay. I respond by saying, of course, because I truly was, until I stood up and started walking. That's when my head started talking to me. Oh fuck man, this is a mistake, what are you gonna do? Immediately I'm bombarded by questions from Clarence, Brad, and James asking if I was okay. Bruh, I was feeling like that paparazzi video where they're all standing outside of Kanye's house at 4 a.m. and he yells at them and calls them blood-sucking mosquitoes. I just wanted to go to bed. So I tell this to my boys and they take me to Clarence's room and tuck me in. I then make a feeble attempt to fall asleep. As I slowly fall into my heavenly slumber after many attempts, I'm awoken and distracted by the sound of my boys talking outside. Oh man, he's done for. Yeah, did you see how much that was? He's spazzing, he's tweaking. I then get out of bed and creep towards them, and in the dark, I ask, I'm what? Devastated and scared, as I bet I looked like a little boy telling his mom that he just threw up at 4 in the morning. They calmly tell me, dude, you're greening out. It's gonna be okay. And oh boy, did this shit scare the piss out of me, because I've done my research. I immediately almost started crying as my boys were trying to calm me down. And then suddenly, my mind starts flashing. I don't know what it was, but it just started flashing colors. Again, I have no idea why or how, but it just started happening. I quickly called my girlfriend to tell her what was going on. She was in the middle of a card game with her family, 50 miles away somewhere in the boonies, so there wasn't much she could do. Obviously, she talked to my friends to make sure I was okay, and after that, I remember I told my boys, listen, I'm scared, I'm gonna call my mom. Their faces went pale. No, you can't that's not a good idea. My boys then took my phone and kept it away from me. I don't remember how much time it was. At the time I wasn't very happy, but now I'm so thankful they did. I suddenly remember blinking, and then I opened my eyes, and all of a sudden, we're in a Circle K, and then suddenly, we're in a park. Everyone has these McCain deep, delicious cakes. I didn't have one because I wasn't feeling too hot, obviously. I then remember blinking again, and suddenly we're back on Clarence's couch. I kid you not, I do not remember the walk there. I don't remember the walk back. I didn't end up sleeping a wink that night, and I remember staying up until dawn, and I slowly was starting to feel the high come down, but I'll tell you, I was definitely high all of the next day. I remember in the morning we had breakfast, and then we even walked to the 7-Eleven that was near my house, which was actually around 4 miles away. I remember by that time I had gotten home around 4 p.m. My mom was home and had asked me what I'd done that night. Of course, I just said the same excuse that everyone uses. Oh, nothing, we just hung out, watched YouTube, played Call of Duty all night. Then I picked my ass up, walked down to my room, and slumped from 4 p.m. till 9 a.m. the next day, and I felt amazing. After that, I took like 1.5 years off of smoking, and I know some of my friends have greened out, and since then have never smoked again. I think the reason it was so bad is because, number one, I hadn't been expecting to get that high, and number two, maybe because my tolerance was absolutely awful. Anyways, moral of the story, never, and I mean never, smoke your uncle's weed.